This episode of Ghost Hunters International. The team lands in Nicaragua to investigate a fortress with a history of satanic rituals.
What was that?
I just heard like a moan.
And the escaped spirits of a failed exorcism may be stalking Barry and Joe.
You're not Barry, camera 4's gone out. The signal's just gone haywire. They're messing with us.
But the laser grid may have captured the evidence to close the case at Cayotepe.
Look at that.
It looks as if it's coming out from the wall.
Then, the former prisoners of the notorious torture chamber call in GHI to search for their friends who never made it home.
A lot of bodies of torture and murder are under this church. I'm getting some goosebumps from that. There's a pressure on my chest. Did you hear that? What the hell was that? That was to the left.
So this is the first time that we've actually had this opportunity. Being here in Nicaragua, we're off to actually meet some of your friends and family, Susan.
Yes, I'm super excited. I haven't seen them in about like 4 or 5 years.
And who are they? What can you tell us about them?
They're my god family, actually. And I've been to this country many times, and every time I come here, I stay with them.
It should be a good time.
I can't wait. Oh my goodness. How are you?
I miss you so much.
Miss Valentina.
She was this big when I last saw her.
I think you guys are kind of hungry. You want to get something to eat?
This country holds a real special place in my heart, and so do the family members. And it's great to be able to share this with the team.
We gotta get back on the road, so I guess thank you very much.
So you can find a lot of ghosts in Nicaragua. Many.
All right. Okay, so Susan, you have the details for us on this case. Why don't you let the whole team in on it?
Welcome to Masaya, Nicaragua. We're going to investigate El Coyotepe Fortress. Coyotepe means literally the hill of coyotes. In 1937, President Somoza took over the fortress and made it a political prison, and they implemented all sorts of tortures there.
Tyrant.
In 1983, the fortress was kind of abandoned. A lot of people went there to practice what many believe were satanic rituals. There were claims of something beastly with hair and claims of exorcisms and demonic energies like roaming throughout the fortress. So our client, David Yen, wants to know what's going on, and that's why he called us to check it out.
There it is.
Oh, man, check that out.
Dave.
Hey.
Rob, how are you?
Good. Welcome to the Coyotepe Fortress. Because of the satanic rituals that took place in the fortress, people believe that increased the bad spirit activity. And I believe that GHI are gonna find something in this place.
Could you tell us a little bit about the history and how it came to be in this condition?
This place was built in 1893 as a fortress. In 1992, the Boy Scouts took over it. People come and visit the place, but at night, the guards of the Boy Scouts hear strange noises. And sometimes they see stuff, and we don't know how to explain this stuff. So please, join me, and let's take a tour of the place.
Okay. So where are we heading, Dave?
We're heading to the Beast Tower. This is one of the places that I want you guys to check out. This is where most of the satanic rituals took place. There are 4 towers like this one, but this one we have found evidence of sacrifices of animals and stuff like that.
Has anyone actually been physically caught in this location practicing satanic worship?
Yes, the Boy Scouts say that at the beginning they found some people doing crazy stuff in this place. Okay guys, this is cell 1. The guards, they have heard some noises at night.
My first experience here, as I was making my rounds, the iron bars at the end of the hallway opened and closed right in front of me. Some people told me it was the wind, but because of the weight of the door, I know the wind can't do that.
There's also one thing, there was an exorcism that took place in this cell.
A young lady made a pact with the devil and became possessed. As I was standing nearby, a priest came and performed an exorcism. As he drove the demon out, she vomited, and from it emerged a shadow creature that ran into the wall.
All right, shall we head on?
Okay, let's go this way now. So this is the place where some of the scouts hear some steps.
I was cleaning with one friend, and suddenly I can hear the step that came down like this. So I feel very nervous, and we won't run very fast.
And this room right here was one of the torture rooms. So let's go in and let's check it out. This is the torture cell. This is where they used to bring the prisoners. They used to be chained to the wall right here in this position. They used to rip out their nails. They used to electrocute them.
Have any of the guards reported anything specifically from this cell?
Right there, right behind those iron bars, the guards saw the shadow with a hairy appearance. This is the end of the tour. I appreciate your help because we really need to put some order in this place. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And see you guys in a few days.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Satanic worship can be one of those catalysts that opens up a doorway to these extremely negative entities and can lead to various different types of phenomenon, which, of course, possession is one of them.
Barry, let's go run through everything.
Okay, we have a camera placed down in the cell where the exorcism took place. And there's a camera immediately outside, as you can see in this angle here. This camera angle is aiming directly down into the Beast's tower. And this camera angle is leading to the torture chamber where the hairy apparition has been seen.
All right, let's get the lights out and get to work. This is Susan and Rob in the Beast Tower. Susan and I went to investigate the Beast Tower, which is at air. The light meter is used by putting out ultraviolet or infrared light. We can then measure the change to see if there's any possible spirit activity that's using this light to communicate. This is Susan. Mi nombre es Rob, y mi amiga allá es Susan. We understand that there's something pretty dark and menacing here. Could you find a way to show us that you're here?
¿Entiendes cuando yo hablo español o inglés? I know it's kind of weird. I've only been in here for a little bit, but like, I keep getting like in and out lightheaded. I noticed like just 2 minutes after settling in, I started getting strange vibes in my head. I felt dizzy, kind of like I was on a roller coaster.
To anyone who's here, you seem to be having an effect on Susan. If you're within this room, if there's someone else here with us, demonstrate that. Okay, I just got like a weird pressure on my like eardrum. What the was that?
I just heard like a moan.
We understand that there's something pretty dark and menacing here. If there's someone else here with us, demonstrate that. What the was that?
I just heard like a moan.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was coming out from the hallway.
During our investigation of the Beast Tower, there was some kind of sound, a voice, a noise, a pop, but it did give an indication that there seemed to be some kind of response. Listen, mi amigo, mira. You're making little sounds in the hallway. That doesn't do much for us. You understand? That's why we came here. We came to your room so that we can talk to you, right? You want to talk to us?
Is there a darker, stronger force keeping you from communicating with us?
Come on in here with us. It's your turn to communicate. We're sitting here in the dark, in your tower. Where's the beast? We got some strange things. You know, there's a couple things that we need to go back and listen to the recording for. EVP session, Susan and Rob in the Beast Tower, and...
I think we should go to the point where the exorcism was committed.
Okay.
Joe and I were working down here in cell number 1 on the 2nd floor. Joe, pay particular attention to this wall over here. During the exorcism, she vomited, and it was believed that something came out of the vomit and went up in through the wall. This child may have opened the door to an entity with a dark nature. I know what you are. I'm led to believe that you tried to take the soul of a small child. None of us are here to make friends with you, but we have in good authority that you're hiding within these walls.
What was that?
Sounds like footsteps out of the corridor. Paul. Go ahead. Are you seeing anything in the camera outside the cell with the doors in the corridor?
Nothing at all.
But we're hearing it. I'm hearing footsteps.
Barry, camera 4's gone out. The camera right outside your cell.
We've still got power to the camera. I'm looking at it now.
It's just flashing black. The signal's just gone haywire.
Paul, there's something moving down here. Hold on a second. We need to go and check this. Let's go. You're proud of it. You heard that.
I heard that.
Let's go. Are you hearing that, Joe?
What is that?
I don't know. We kept giving chase to these phantom sounds, trying to track down what they were. It was impossible. Oh, camera number 4, we still having problems.
He came back about 3 minutes ago.
Many thanks. I knew it. They're messing with us.
Scotty and I decided to investigate cell 1 after Barry and Joe had some recent activity. Oh, now that is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I always like that. That's cool. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Dónde estás aquí? Shh. Don't move. Necesito ayuda. Can you tell us your name? Whoa. What was that? Sounds like footsteps. Scotty and I decided to investigate cell 1. Necesito ayuda. Can you tell us your name? Whoa. What was that? What the was that? What was that way? Did you hear that? I thought I heard like a fiend, like a woman moaning or screaming. If you're trying to get my attention, you've got it. Now what do you want? I heard what appeared to be the sound of a faint sound of a woman that sounded like she was wailing. It sounded like it was far back. Make a sound. Let me know you're trying to communicate with us. Like a woman sighing, maybe. But again, all this is stuff that hopefully we've caught on the audio, and when it comes to analysis, this is something we're going to be listening out for.
This is the Beast Tower. Scott and I came down to the first level to follow up on what happened earlier in the night.
EVP session, Joe and Scott, first level. Are you one of the evil spirits that had been summoned here years ago?
What or who are you?
Just want to know a little bit more about you, why you're here.
Shh. In front of you.
Do you hear that?
That sounds like a footstep, right? Boots or something.
Sounds like it's straight down there. Are you in here with us? Are you watching us? Are you taunting us? Did you hear that?
I did.
That way. Please give us another sign. We're trying to track you down.
We're the only ones in this building. We'll be leaving. This is your last chance.
What?
Did you say?
I didn't say anything, but I heard that. I thought that was you.
No.
What the hell?
I heard a hey.
I did too.
Are you calling us? Come on, you got our attention. We both heard what was a hey. Clearly it was none of us, and I'm pretty confident that we have it on the recording devices, both audio and video.
EVP session end.
Here's the exit.
Okay, team, let's call it a night.
I think the team did well, and we experienced some very strange activity at night. How much of that turns into evidence and how strong that evidence is yet to be seen.
It's very, very hard to fathom what we're likely to find in this analysis. It was a different case, certainly a much darker case than what we usually deal with. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to collect that evidence required to show that there is some darker entity.
Barry. This is Rob and myself in the Beast Tower, and we ask a question and we get a response.
Okay.
You want to talk to us?
I can hear that. The response to that is quite clear.
You could definitely hear the yes, the drawn out. That's...
You can indeed, you can indeed.
It kind of seems like whatever is there does want to communicate with us.
Usually demonics don't tend to respond like that, if they respond at all. You know, this does resemble more of a human spirit, but I'm interested to see what else is going to turn up and see if we can catch this darker entity as it makes the round. Okay?
Okay, great.
Guys, you gotta see this photo. Whatever was eluding us made an appearance. Watch this.
Well,
look at that.
It looks as if it's coming out from the wall.
How you doing, guys?
Good, Dave. How about you?
I'm really excited to see what's the kind of evidence you guys found, you know?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, we have quite a bit to share with you. The first thing we want to really discuss with you is the personal experiences that many of us had throughout the evening.
That's right. I was investigating cell number 1, and during that particular episode, there was these unusual noises that kept us running around the fortress, trying to track them down.
Now, we want to show you what we found, and we found quite a bit. Now, Joe and Scott were investigating near the Beast Tower on the first level. On their way out, they hear a voice Now, it's so clear on this recording that they just turn to each other and say, what?
What? Did you say?
I didn't say anything, but I heard that. I thought that was you.
No.
Did you hear it?
Yes.
Susan and I were investigating in the Beast Tower, and I'm saying, do you want to communicate? And we have an answer.
You want to talk to us?
Yes.
You hear the yes?
Yes. It's really clear, man.
Yeah.
I was skeptical about this at the beginning, but...
Oh, it gets better.
Yes.
It gets better? Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had a full spectrum camera outside the solitary confinement cell. So I'll play that for you now. All of a sudden the camera starts to readjust. Something disturbs its viewpoint. Then there's a huge bang, and after that you hear the footsteps.
This was here in the second level.
It was.
There was nobody here.
Correct.
Only you guys.
Well, you can see that the camera is trying to adjust. So it's like something came up to the camera, did something that created a big noise, and then just walked away.
I understand, yeah.
If that is indeed connected to the spirit or ghost, that's demonstrating a really advanced ability to manipulate our equipment that we haven't seen so often.
What about things that you saw?
We think we've captured what may be an image of exactly what is going back and forth in here.
Awesome.
Now, Paul and Scott were taking pictures in the area where the dark mass with the long hair was seen. And what you see of these green dots is a laser grid. Now, you see here that everything looks fairly normal, or as normal as a room can look with 1,000 lasers pointed at it. Okay, now let's go to the next picture he took.
Oh. Wow.
So this is the first picture taken, and this is the next one in the series. You can see what appears to be head, torso, and this figure is moving down the hallway.
This really demonstrates that the Boy Scout scars are telling us the truth. It is not in their mind. It's not just part of their imagination. Should we be concerned about all the things that have been happening in this place?
What you have essentially is a spirit who's trapped. Seek a priest who's willing to perform an exorcism and aid in the travels of whatever is trapped here. They may be able to leave this place.
That's a great idea. Thank you guys very much for all the evidence and all the help.
Shall we go?
I'm really pleased with all the information, the evidence they show, and we're gonna try to follow their advices to get rid of the spirits.
We have been testing the laser device for a period now, and it has wonderfully paid off here.
That's a jaw dropper right there. Yeah. That's solid evidence.
It was a great catch.
Good investigation, good case, and time for us to keep it moving. All right, so we're heading into Leon, Nicaragua, known to be one of the most haunted areas in all of Nicaragua. And Susan's going to give us the details on this case.
Well, guys, welcome to Leon. We're going to go investigate El Carcel 21, a.k.a. the Carcel 21, the worst prison in Nicaraguan history. The prison was used to house political prisoners. These political prisoners were tortured. Some of the tortures included being hung upside down, covered in feces, and dunked into tanks. I mean, people had their teeth filed down. People had electric shocks to their private areas. It was really brutal. Now, our client is Emilio, and a lot of the guards have even quit because the activity is just too much for them to handle. So he really wants to get down to the bottom of this.
All right, you can see over on our right, that's going to be the Carcel 21. Emilio.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nice to meet you. Rob.
Nice to meet you, too. It is a real pleasure to be in this place.
Paul?
I'm Emilio. I am the tour guide, so I'm going to explain you everything about the place. This place, it was a very famous prison. In 2000, this place was taken as a museum. Some people have claimed that some paranormal events are happening now. So I want you to tell me if it is true or not. You can take a look at what we have in this place.
Yeah, we'll follow you.
Now, guys, this is cell number 4. It was rapists and robber cells. An employee in this place saw a shadow. The shadow was a man who was smoking a cigar. And when this man was in this position, the shadow disappeared.
Did they make eye contact?
Yes, that's it. Okay. So that is the reason why this man was scared a little. This guy, this is affluent cells. There is an employee that hears some sound coming from this place, like some footstep. When this man took a look, this man couldn't find anything because no one was in this place.
I am very afraid of this place. When I would make my rounds, I would hear things like the sound of military boots walking behind me. I would hear people being tortured, crying in pain, asking for help. It was a very negative experience. That is why I don't work here anymore.
Now, guys, I want to show you an area where punishment and torture took place. For example, here, people were hung up by the feet. Then the head was introduced into this well. Political prisoners were punished very harshly.
When I was 17, I was arrested with some friends and brought to Carcel 21. We were taken to the torture area. They made us go into a small pool of water near the fountain. They applied electrical shocks to torture us. After that, I never saw my friends again. When I came to work here as a guard, I heard the voice of my friends calling my name, Julio, Julio. I heard them being tortured by the fountain.
So we know that a lot of people died while being held here. What did they do with the bodies?
There was a mass grave close to the church. So there was a big hole in that place, so the body was taken to that place.
One morning during Easter week, about 4 a.m., I was preparing the church for morning mass. I was at the gate unlocking the padlock when I heard a strange voice whispering my name into my ear. It said, "Norfin, Norfin, open the door." That frightened me so much, and I ran away.
One of the things that's most disturbing about the torture that was performed here was that, at least from the reports we're getting, it was senseless. So it makes sense that there may be spirits lingering here that are still unsatisfied with the way they perished. All right, so the cameras look good. Barry, why don't you give me a quick run through?
This camera angle is covering the left-hand side of the building. Over on the right, we've got a low-lux camera where the tortures were carried out. This camera angle is in cell 4. We'll cover that area should our man with the cigar make his appearance. And also over in this camera angle, we've got cell number 5. See if we can pick anything up there.
So let's get the lights out and get underway.
EVP session. This is Paul and Scott. We're investigating the affluence cells. Looking for any type of movement, any type of activity down here. Scott and I were investigating the affluent cells here at the Castle 21, and the reports are that one of the guards here heard footsteps outside his office, and when he went to track them down, there was nobody there. So what we basically wanted to do is try and find evidence of those footsteps. ¿Cómo te llamas? Mi nombre es Paul. Mi amigo es Scott.
Were you witness to a lot of the torture and horrific conditions that were existing here? It is our hope. Shh. Did you hear that?
What the hell was that?
Were you witness to a lot of the torture and horrific conditions that were existing here?
Scott and I were investigating the affluent cells here at the Castle 21.
It is our hope. Shh. Did you hear that?
What the hell was that?
What'd you hear?
Sound like someone ran off.
Was it like a scuffling sound?
Yeah. It's as if someone was here. We We did hear what sounded like somebody essentially running away. Now, I had audio running, I had the mini DV and the full spectrum.
Do you think that that might have mirrored actual footsteps? Did you hear that?
What the hell was that?
That was to the left.
Down here?
Yeah.
Damn, man, what's going on?
There's nobody here.
Why is it when I'm here, you'll make a sound one side of the building, and when we go to the other side of the building, why is it you make a sound on the other side? Do you not want us here?
Did you hear that? That was over here. What's going on here?
There's nobody here.
3 times already.
There are actually reports of footsteps in that area. Now, we were fortunate the footsteps was actually in front of a DVR camera. Now, if there isn't anybody there, they could well be paranormal.
EVP session at the church. Rob and I were investigating the church to follow up on the claims of people hearing voices, hearing sounds, coupled with the fact that this place was built on a mass grave. A lot of bodies tortured and murdered are under this church. I'm sure this isn't the way you want it to go. But we want you to also understand this. The people who hurt you, they're gone too. We just want to let you know that it's okay to move on. Okay. Scott. Yeah? What's that knock from? Up on the stage over here. Is there someone trying to get in contact with us? If you want to speak, we need to hear you. Hey, Rob. It feels like the last 4 rows, the air to me feels a little heavier. Okay. These 2 right here, it felt a little heavier to me. And about the last 3 or 4 rows over on that side, the sensation that I was feeling was one of a pressure, as if someone was taking their hand and pushing it against your chest. I sense something different here. If that's you, please help us track you and communicate with you. Are you one of the unfortunate people who ended up being buried? If there is something that Scotty and I can aid you with, we've brought these boxes in. If you go near the boxes, more lights should come on. I sense something different here. If that's you, please make that green light more pronounced. Let us know that you're here. I could definitely feel a difference. A heaviness, and there's a pressure on my chest. I'll take that spot. I'll go sit in the back. If you have anything to tell us now, before we leave. Try to get your message across to us. Please step forward. Okay, Scott, let's head back out. Did you feel anything? No, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel it in the back, but I definitely felt something up here. We had the recorders going, hoping to document something, so we'll see what turns up.
EVP session, Joe and Barry, me in cell block number 4. The reports that we were giving during the tour indicate that in cell block number 4, there's a gentleman who was said to appear smoking a cigar. I can hear a lot of blasted music coming up from over the city walls.
Lots of it.
Now, in theory, we might be able to isolate the sound with the fan, creating white noise, blocking out the city from outside.
Okay.
We decided to take the fan unit that I had seen during tour in cell block 2, bring it up to cell block number 4, and apply that stimulus, creating a bank of white noise which would override the city noise coming in.
It worked. The sound evened out. He was able to get a bass line, and then we would continue our EVP session.
You were rapists and murderers. We're led to believe that you were the worst of the worst. Were you guilty of your crime?
being tortured. You at least deserve to be set free.
We're trying to understand if anyone is still left behind from this prison. And maybe you want to go home.
Wouldn't you rather be with other loved ones? To go home again? Be safe?
We need you to come forward to this device. Do you understand? Okay, well, let's pick it up here and move on. And we're done. So has something responded to us? I don't know, but we will know once we get into analysis.
Watch your step. So this is the torture area. Potentially, you know, the ingredients are here for this place to be haunted. If we go with the theory that this thing is being set off by tragedy, trauma, something being left here, right? And certainly, oh. See that?
Yeah. ¿Necesita ayuda?
Más, por favor. Oh. Susan and I were using the EMF over by what was the torture area. We were getting hits. Where'd you go? Tell us about what happened here.
Have you been tortured here?
You hear that? Somebody cutting branches tonight? Amigo. Ven aquí, por favor. Por un momento. Are you done talking to us? Certainly, evidence that may go along with the EMF readings, like a EVP from the Handycam, would be fascinating and would go a long way to document something potentially paranormal going on in that area.
All right, good effort tonight. Let's get back to Command Central and get packed up.
An interesting night at Carcel 21. A lot of strange things happening. Scotty and I had a few little interesting experiences, particularly footsteps. A couple of times it sounded like someone running away from us, which I am eager to get to analysis and actually see what I have.
Going into this analysis of Carcel 21, we're going to have to concentrate on visual and audio. And we're going to have to be very, very diligent, of course, with the audio because of the city noises that were going on around us.
Hey, guys. Kind of interesting piece of audio. Barry, you and Joe were in the cell 2. You guys were just asking some questions, and you asked, do you understand? And we have a response, and it's very clear. If you guys want to take a listen.
Do you understand?
That's very, very good. This is in cell 2, whenever we were running the fan experiment. This seems to be right on top of the microphone itself. Now, we had the microphone sitting against a wall. So we were away from the microphone itself, but this was right on top of the microphone. That certainly is what I turn up for the books. But good catch, Scott. I'm glad something came out of that, and we'll see what else is going to turn up. Guys, have a look at this. This is caught on the DVR. Paul, as you and Scott are investigating up toward cell number 5, whatever this is seems to be producing its own light source. There it goes.
Like it followed us or something.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good, Emilio. How about you?
I'm fine.
You good?
Actually, I'm waiting for the result.
I don't want to keep you waiting anymore. The first thing I want to talk to you about is the church where the bodies were buried. I was investigating there with Scott. Scott felt like there was a pressure on his chest, However, some of the more stranger experiences occurred here.
Paul and Scott were working at the back of the prison, and they were hearing these footsteps. Now, they gave chase to see if they could track them down, but they just seemed to disappear. And Joe and I were actually going around the corner, and we heard a series of footsteps as well. We went immediately to investigate and didn't see anyone, which was very strange. We couldn't try and isolate that down to see where it was actually coming from.
What we did was send teams in one at a time. So when teams were hearing footsteps, all the other teams had left the area.
Well, that's very amazing.
Now, in the city, obviously, we were having a lot of noise, and we wanted to try and compensate with the recording devices to see if we could isolate out the city noise. And we used one of the fan units in cell 2 to produce that wall of noise. And during one of our recordings, we're just about to play for you here, you will hear a response coming in. I think you should pick it up pretty easy.
Do you understand?
I got it.
So what did you hear?
I got the sound. It's like to say yes.
Very simple. C. Do you understand? C.
Oh, well, actually, I never thought that you were going to find something in this place.
Well, let's not stop there.
Now, what you're going to see now is a recording on our DVR system, the video system. We were using a low-lux camera, which is designed to see further into the ultraviolet spectrum than what we are able to see with the human eye. What happens is that as the investigative team are working toward cell number 5, a light source tracks all the way across the screen to that point of where they are. And we'll show that to you now. Just follows down here. There it goes. And these are our investigative team, Paul and Scott, at the very bottom. And as they're moving out to go after these footsteps, we see this light source raise up and come back over the top of the camera system.
And for you, what it is about?
We don't honestly know what it is.
I think what we can do is say what it's not. It's not a piece of dust. It's not water vapor. It's not a firefly. It's not a mosquito. It's a good-sized ball of light that travels to where the people are investigating, stays there while they're investigating, and leaves right before they leave. It's strange is what it is.
So it is something about God?
It could well be paranormal, yes.
So given the voice, given this light moving through that we cannot define, do we feel there's something paranormal here? Yes.
Wow. I don't have any words to express how I am now.
Well, for us, it has been a great opportunity for us to come here and investigate in this prison.
It was a real pleasure to tell you everything about the place.
All right. Thank you, Emilio. Shall we go?
At the very beginning, I said that I didn't trust in God. But now, because of the evidence that these people gave me, I'm sure that something is happening in this place.
All right, well, you know what? I think Emilio has a different understanding of what's going on, whereas he had confusion before, he has some answers now.
I think it worked out very, very well.
Yeah, so do I. And it was nice for Susan to come out and share a little bit of her background, her history, her culture, and to have these good cases as well really panned out.
A great experience.
Job well done.
It was good. I enjoyed it.